Hey team, and welcome back to our fourth Mindset Masterclass presented by me through CH Coaching. Before we start today, we're just going to take a moment to have a few breaths. Things can tend to get a little bit out of control and we tend to lose a little bit of focus. So I just want you to take a moment for yourself right now. So just sitting wherever you are, nice and comfortable, you can lay, whatever works for you. So I want you to close your eyes down, place your hand on your heart, hand on your chest. I want you to inhale through your nose, and as you do that, I want you to feel your rib cage and your tummy fill up with air. So inhale, hold, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Do a few more. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and one more. Inhale, exhale. When you're ready, just gently open your eyes. Hopefully it's not too bright. Hope you're feeling a little bit better right now. The breath is so important, and yet we give it so little time. It is the one thing that you can control in the moment, in any moment that you have control over. So then why is it so neglected? Is it just something that we tend to take for granted? Is it something that we just haven't looked into enough? There's many ways. It's really interesting that a lot of people don't like to slow down and take time for filling their cup or rest or recuperation, or even taking the time to have some simple breaths. You only need to take a minute or two. And it's interesting, people love to use the word busy. Busy, busy, busy. Busy. Busy is not how you are going. It is an addiction. It is addiction to that fast-paced life of always being on the go and always being something happening, keep moving. It's how a lot of people tend to like to think that they're fulfilled when actually they're not. So asking someone how they are and they respond with busy is something that Josh and I have always spoken about when it comes to asking how clients are. It's but are you productive? Or are you just going from place to place to place to place to place really quickly and not taking time to stop and slow down and smell the roses? And then the question is, why are you not stopping? Why do you have to be busy all the time? What are you running away from, or what are you hiding from? Really good question. So if you want to pause this clip right now and just take a few moments just to have a think about, am I leading a really busy life where I feel like I'm out of control and I feel like there's not enough hours in the day? And B, what is it that I'm running away from? Take a moment to close your eyes down and ask your unconscious and see what the answer will be, because it has the answers. We all have the answers inside. It's just whether we choose to ask. Cool. So now if you've paused the video and you've taken some time to work through that, well done. But we're going to move on with something that I've stumbled across recently, and I find it super fascinating. And again, to do with a little bit of busy, and again to do with a little bit of leading like a more balanced life. It relates back to my weightlifting and my training that I do. When I push really hard in high volume and high repetition, the minute I come off that, I crash. So I crash emotionally. Physically, I can push through, but emotionally and spiritually, I just crash and I fall in a hole. And then because I'm having these feelings, I'm trying to figure out a story to match those feelings. Oh, it must have to do with the fact that, it's because of childhood trauma. it's because I don't value myself. It's because I am no good at this, or I'm just making up any type of story to fit the emotion that I'm feeling in the moment. When really all that's happened is that because I've pushed really high, I'm going to experience really low, because it's how everything's got to recalibrate and get back into the center. So I can't push really high and then come back into a deload week where it's a rest week, time for my body and mind and spirit to recover, and expect to just stay in the center line. Obviously, I'm going to drop below, because otherwise I'm not going to be balanced. Does that make sense? Nod yes. Good. I was talking about it with a client a few weeks ago. She's absolutely beautiful. She had some exams coming up and pushed and pushed and pushed, ran on adrenaline, ran on all the fumes that she could find to make it through and have and to do really well. And then the crash came afterwards. And it's the same concept. When you put everything into something, when it finishes, you're gonna fall. It's the same as when you finish up working your year and you go into Christmas holidays. Who ends up with a cold? Who ends up just sleeping for a week? Who needs an extra week off because they don't feel like they've had that time to recover? It's the same concept. When you push really high, you're gonna end up really low. So how do we counteract that? How do we make that more balanced? Well, the best thing is that you have the control over it and you have the power over it, and you can make it work for you. It's all about what you give back to your brain and what you give back to your body. So to get your brain power back in, to make sure that the connections stay a little bit more balanced, best things you can do, breathing and yoga. I was going to say yoga first. Breathing. Take some time just to have a few deep breaths, just to level it out, just to get everything back into a neutral position for you, so that you are prepared for the crash that may be coming and it won't be as bad. There's yoga in there too. There's movement. Keep moving. It's the best thing you can do. Stay hydrated. Staying hydrated is one of the greatest things that is neglected, as well as breath work. Something like 78% of people are dehydrated by lunchtime, and then they go off craving those sugar fixes because they think that they need a buzz to get back in to the way that they were feeling in the morning to get their energy levels back, when actually they're just dehydrated. So keep your water up. Sleep is absolutely important. We want to make sure that you're getting at least 8 good hours of sleep if you can. I know that's a little bit challenging for a few guys that I train, but you know, how do I sleep better? Well, that's probably another topic for another day, but to brush over it briefly, get some nice meditation music. Insight Timer is absolutely a fantastic app to use. There's all sleep meditations in there. There's guided, there's music, there's a guy that sounds like Sean Connery, there's a guy in there that sounds like Adam Russell, whatever. Anyway, Russell Brand. Oh, it is Russell Brand. That's why he sounds like him. So just make sure that you're giving back to yourself, so that when you experience, you can push the highs, and when you experience the lows, you're not stuck there, that you know that you can rebounce back out of it. And also understand that you will crash. There will be a down descent once you come down off pushing really high and using all your chemical, everything on the inside to make it run properly for you, to really push and really dig hard. All the adrenaline and everything's worn off. You will have a crash, and be aware and know that this is going to happen, and don't put stories to the way that you're feeling. An emotion is going to come and go. We are not our emotions. I think I've spoken about this before. We are not anxiety. I am not anxiety. I may have some anxious feelings, but it's not who I am. And this all comes back to knowing your values and knowing who you are as well. So take the time to understand what's important to you, what's important for you to live your life. And to do that, sit down and work out your values. It's absolutely really powerful stuff when you can list them off the top of your head really fast. Our values for CHPT is Future Family Fun. We want to be moving people to help them move their bodies into the future. We want our family because we're a family run business and we are also a community-based gym, and it's got to be fun. We've got to have fun, throw a little bit of banter in, have a few little challenges along the way, and really just enjoy it as we go. So there you go, guys. That's our masterclass for this month coming into April. So just remember that if you push really high and push really hard at a goal or an experience, you will experience the downward spiral. Not downward spiral, but you will crash from it, and that is okay. It is really normal to have a crash at the end. Just don't put any stories behind it. Just embrace the feelings, sit with it for a little bit, and then move on. And also remember to give back to yourself. Until next time, guys, take care.